In this video, I want to look at how to find the sides of a right angle triangle using a formula called SOHCAHTOA. Okay, now I'll explain the steps of success later on. This is a well-known acronym for three formulas. This is SO. SO stands for sine of an angle. CAH, C-A-H, stands for CAH, and this is TOA. So let us understand this formula, and we'll come to the example. So this formula, this is how you read the formula. S stands for sine of an angle, and for angle, generally in books you may see a Greek letter theta used. So this is how you read the formula. So S stands for sine. Sine theta is O stands for opposite over hypotenuse. So sine is a ratio. Sine of an angle is a ratio between two sides, which is the opposite over hypotenuse. So this is how you can, if you cover up sine, if you cover up S, okay, hopefully you can't see S there. If you can see the S there through the veil. Okay, so S is O divided by H. So O is sitting above H, and this is a division line. That's how you can remember. So this is sine theta is O divided by H. Okay. Now if you cover up, oops, I have to, okay, if you cover up O, this formula can be written as O is S times H. So when they're sitting together, you multiply them. So that is sine theta times H. Okay, so in fact there are three formulas here. And if you cover up, say H, if you want to find H, so you cover up H. So H would be, again here, this and this are divided. So they are sitting, this is above S. So H, if you want to find hypotenuse, which is H is the abbreviation for hypotenuse. So for hypotenuse, you go O divided by sine theta. Okay, so there are three formulas you can read. So sine theta is O divided by, so let me remove the, so sine theta is O divided by H. O, that is opposite, is sine theta times height, or sorry, times hypotenuse, not height, and hypotenuse is O divided by sine theta. So let me use a different color here. For cos theta, so let me draw a line here. This is a dividing line. Okay. So how do you read this formula? This formula is read like this. C stands for cos. So that is cos of an angle is always adjacent, or the angle side or the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. So the same principle, you cover up C. So this and this are, A is on top of H. So this is A divided by H. You don't understand this, you can also write this is A divided by H. A divided by H. Okay. So if you cover up now A, oops, if you cover up A, how will you read this? A would be this times this. Okay, that is C stands for cos, that is cos of an angle times hypotenuse. And finally, if you cover up H, you will have H is equal to A divided by, I'll use the division sign, A divided by cos theta. And I hope you can understand how to read this formula. So let us look at the first question. So this is a triangle. This angle is given to be 63 degrees. This is the longest side, and this side is given to be x. And we want to find what is x. That's the question. And the answer should be in 2 decimal places. Okay, the first step is to label the sides. First, label the sides which you are dealing with. So you're dealing with this side, which is the longest side, and that is the hypotenuse. We'll label this as H. And this is the opposite to this angle. So this is your O. And let us always label the angle as theta. So this is the angle theta. So you've done the first step. The next is to decide the formula. Deciding the formula means you have to decide whether you're going to use so, ka, or toa. So which trig ratio uses O and H? So okay, this should jump out at you. So is the formula that we should be using. So we decided that. And now draw the formula. Draw the formula triangle. So I've drawn the formula triangle. So this is what we have to use. And now write down the formula, required formula. So there are three formulas we need to find. So let me cover. So I want to find O. So I'm covering O. So I'll say O is this times S times H. S stands for sine of the angle times hypotenuse, which is H. So let us now, so we have written down the formula, and the final step is substitute the value. So what is O? O is X. So X is equal to sine 63 times hypotenuse, which is 45. So I've got a scientific calculator. So what you have to do is, so in scientific calculator, you press 63 first. This is in degrees. Okay, this should be set in degrees. So 63 is sine. In some calculators, you can press sine 60. Can you see? It is sine in degrees. So sine 63 is 0.89. This is the whole number. Times, this is the times key, times 45 equal 40.095. Okay, this is 40.095. The third decimal value is 5. And if the third decimal value is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, you have to increase the second decimal value by 1. So 0.09, if you increase that by 1, that will be 40.10. So as you're rounding to 2 dp, your x you have to write as 40.10. The units are not given, so I'm not writing units. So this is 2 dp. So this is how you work out the formula or work out the value of x. Let's look at one more question. Let's go through the process now. So here the first thing is we need to label the sides and the angle. So first, this is the angle. This is the angle that they have given. So that is theta, that is 18 degrees. Okay, now this is the, with respect to this angle, this is the opposite side. This is O, and what is this side? This is the side with the angle. This is the side that is sitting with the angle. Okay, in some books they call this the adjacent side. I like to say, name this as A, or remember it as the side which is with the angle, okay, or along with the angle. So that is O and A. So we don't need to label hypotenuse because that's not given. So we are dealing with O and A. Now look at the three formulas. You got SO, SOH, you got CAH, CAH, and TOA, which is TOA. So which formula would you use? So which trig ratio uses opposite and adjacent? So this should jump at you or jump out at you. So TOA is the formula that I should be using. So we have decided the formula. Now draw the triangle. Draw the formula triangle. So this is a formula triangle. So write TOA like this. TOA. So that's the third step done. Write down the required formula. So there are three formulas here. So I will cover this up. Always good to go through the process. I'll cover this up. So I need to multiply this too. So O, use the brown color. So O is equal to T. T stands for the tan. That is tan theta times A. So this is the fourth step, and the final step is to substitute. So let us substitute. What is O? My O, your O is X. So X is equal to tan of the angle. Tan is 18 times A. A is 5. So now you need to use a calculator to figure this out. So let me cancel this. So this is cancelled. So you can press 18, 10. That this is 10, 18. So the D that you can see is for degrees. So 10, 18 is this times 5 equal. So it is 1.624. So the third decimal place is less than 5. So you don't increase or decrease the second decimal place. So your answer is 1.62. It's 1.62, and you always need to write the rounding. I have rounded this to 2 decimal places, 2 dp. Okay, the last question. Okay, how will we do this? So here you got, this is the angle. So let's first label the angle you're dealing with. So this is the right angle, and this is the side which is opposite to the right angle. So this is your hypotenuse. So that is h, and this is the side which is sitting along with the angle. Okay, can you see? This is the side that is sitting with the angle that we are talking about. So this is your A, or angle side. Okay, so now you label the sides, okay, and the angles. Now you have to decide the formula. Okay, you got A and H. So which formula would you use? So, Ka, or Toa? The trig ratio which uses A and H is Ka. CH is Ka. So you decided that formula. The third step is draw the triangle. So draw the triangle CAH. Okay, once you decide the formula, you have to write down the required formula. So you can, as this formula can be written in 3 different ways, you need to cover what you want to find. So I'm covering up A. Can you see the A? Though you have covered it. So now this and this are sitting underneath, and you have to multiply it. Write down the required formula. So A is equal to, C stands for cos of the angle times hypotenuse. Okay, so that step is done. And finally, the last step, substitute the values. So what is A? My A is x. So that is x is equal to cos of theta. What is theta? Theta is 42 times hypotenuse, which is 8. Okay, that is x is equal to, get your calculators out. So let me delete this first. So 42 cos. Where is cos? This is cos. So cos 42 is this 0.74, this huge number, times, this is the star key first, times 8 is equal to 5.945. So again, you got the third decimal value, which is 5. So it increased the second decimal value by 1. So it will be 5.95. So your x is 5.95. And that's your, this is in 2 dp. Okay, let me do the last question. One more question here. Okay, here you have got, again, the same process, label the sides. So this is your angle. So let me first label the angle. Here you got x, which is the hypotenuse. Okay, and this is your opposite side. So label the side. Now you're dealing with O and H. So you're using so. Okay, so that is decided. The third is draw that formula triangle. So I'll write SOH like this. Okay, and now write down the required formula. Now we want to find H, so I need to cover up. So let me cover up H, and this is why I did this example, to show you it's not always multiplying. Okay, so this is that's why it's very important. So here when you cover up H, O and S are sitting one above the other. So your H, so O is sitting on top of S, so O comes first. O divided by S. O divided by S, and S stands for sine of the angle. Okay, so now the last step is substitute the value. Your hypotenuse is x is equal to your O. What's O? O is 9 divided by sine of the angle. Sine of the angle, which is 42. So let's get the calculator out. So let me delete this. So you go 9 divided by, where's the division key? This is divided by 42 sine. 42 sine, so can you see this is 9 divided by sine 42, which is in degrees. You press equal, is 13.45. It does make sense. I'll explain why it makes sense. It's 13.450, so I'll not round up or down, so it is 13.45. X is 13.45. Now why does it make sense? This is in 2dp because the hypotenuse is the longest side, so the answer that I was supposed to get had to be greater than 9, and it does make sense. Okay, so there are 2 more examples, I think so. I want you to look at this example. I'll give you a few seconds to take down this example. I want you to do this yourself, okay, deciding the right formula. So this is one formula, one example that you can do, and this is the next example. Again, take your own time to write down this example, go through these steps, and try to do it yourself. And I think this is the last. Try to go through all the steps, label the sides, and go through all the steps. So there are 3 examples for you to do.